I think a public health emergency, and that is why bringing in pollution in this context is even more important, because death from cancer is also related to air pollution. So it's a good thing. I think it's a very good initiative. At the same time, I would say more should be done on that. And I just want to pick this point on jobs. Nobody is talking about government jobs. That's a misrepresentation. When we are talking about jobs, these are general, common jobs. Jobs for women, when you say LFPR has gone up for women, it has gone up in agriculture. That's not really job, that's distress employment. It has not gone up in salaried jobs. So even in the private sector, it is not getting created. Forget about government. Government is disinvesting anyway from many institutions. So those jobs are anyway gone. So here we are talking about jobs in the private sector, not about the government jobs at all.
All right. You want to respond to that, Jayant Sinha? Because he says that it's very good you're doing so much for the area of healthcare, but what about tackling something like pollution, something that even the IMF has spoken about, that it has a huge impact, not just in terms of the citizens, their own health is concerned, but also in terms of the larger investment climate and, something that investors too are concerned about and therefore impacts our economy. Jayant Sinha.
I'll come to the issue of sustainability and cleaning up our air, but first let me address the jobs issue. Rohit says that we are not creating enough formal sector jobs. That's not true. If you look at the EPFO data, you'll find that month after month we are increasing formal sort of jobs by 15 to 20 lakhs, because these are the number of new people that are joining EPFO. So we have a large number of formal sector jobs being created, and that's being demonstrated through this data consistently year after year. So the job creation is robust. Now, obviously, we are in a situation demographically where we have to create 10 to 12 million jobs a year. That's a large number for any economy to absorb, but we are actually doing quite well in terms of formal sector job creation. Now, coming to the sustainability issues that you brought up, this is an area in the budget that I wish a little bit more could have been done. Obviously, we all know the situation with respect to AQI and air pollution in our cities. And I think the budget could have provided more of a boost for electric vehicles. There's a lot of data that indicates, I'm a chemical engineer by training myself. So if you look at the data on particulate matter and the emissions that are coming from tailpipes of cars, etc., 40 to 50% of the air pollution in our large cities is actually coming from vehicles which are largely fueled by petrol, diesel, and CNG. So we need to electrify transportation as quickly as possible, particularly with buses and trucks, two-wheelers, three-wheelers, four-wheelers. All of these, if we had dropped GST on them or provided substantial subsidies, we could have moved quickly towards electrifying transportation, and that would make a big difference to air quality in our cities and sustainability and health. Of course, as you know, Lancet has estimated that about 1.7 million jobs a year are being lost because of air pollution.
All right.
So this is a big public health issue.
All right, and before I wrap up the show, I have to refer to this, because even though this isn't directly related to the budget, it's something that perhaps every Indian is talking about. We're talking about the bloodbath in precious metals that has deepened for the second consecutive day on the 1st of February, with silver plunging 9%, wiping out 33.5%, around 1.35 lakh of its value in just 2 days. This is after it hit an all-time high above 4 lakh rupees earlier this week. Gold mirrored the weakness, sliding at 18% or over 31,000 over the same period, after touching a record peak of 1.93 lakh rupees last month. Let's quickly take this across. Monica Halan, for every retail investor, everyone in India does invest in gold. What should they do? What shouldn't they do? Is a question on everyone's mind.
I always I'm like a broken record. You please take an asset allocation approach where you allocate between equity, debt, which means bonds, and metals like gold. Ideally, your gold allocation is between 5 to 15%. So if this allocation which you had before the run-up is now 25-30%, your allocation is giving you the signal to sell. If you're going to come as a retail investor into a market driven by geopolitical events, momentum, and all kinds of crazy money flows in the whole world, you are going to lose big time. Don't do it. Don't follow the herd. Follow your own asset allocation, or you will get hurt very badly.
Mr. Jagannathan, is this crash a correction? Is it just a blip? Will we see further growth? What's your estimate on what will happen?
No, I think the prices had shot to the roof for generally geopolitical reason and general fear. And people saw that all central banks were buying gold, or every country was trying to get out of the dollar after Trump came to power and all that. So obviously there is some madness driving the prices. And it's not real demand for gold or silver or what is that. Once gold reached some stratospheric level, people thought, let's try silver. Now you will find that in platinum or even copper is happening there. Okay. So my point is, unless you are a speculator, you must keep investments in this limited. Now, I am an investor in sovereign gold bonds. I am thrilled with all this. But I am the first one who wrote that the government shouldn't be giving a free lunch to all the people who want to buy gold. Let them buy it from wherever they want.
So, but Akhilesh Yadav says we'll soon have to, buy ornaments that are made from iron and plated in copper. Will that be true? Will that not be true? We don't know. The jury's yet out.
No Indian will ever do that.
Oh, no Indian will ever do that. Jayant Sinha, R. Jagannathan, Rohit Azad and Monica Halan, I'd like to thank all of you for joining us and breaking this down in terms of what this budget really means for the Aam Aadmi, for the middle class in particular. Thanks so much for joining us.